everyone, my name is Stefan. Welcome to my channel SBD Nordic Vision. So, in today's video, I will be talking about the different life experiences in Northern Europe and in Southern Europe. As you know, I have lived in 4 countries in Europe. There are Cyprus, Norway, Greece, and Iceland. So therefore, I thought this would be a very good idea to talk about the differences, as I have lived in all those 4 countries. So, without further ado, let's get started. So, before I start to compare the differences, I would like to tell you a little bit of my background story. So, I have lived in Cyprus for 2 years and 1 month. I live in a beautiful small city called Paphos. The population of Paphos is about 75,000 people. Although it's not that big in terms of population, it's quite touristic place, especially in summertime. There's a lot of tourists from UK, Russia come to visit Paphos, as well as other European countries. I would say it's a very nice sort of small town that is very, very suitable for family who wants to do some travelings. Okay, then the second country that I lived was Norway. I have lived in this beautiful, beautiful small town called Flom. That is literally right in the center of the fjords. So I have lived in Flom for about 7 months, and it was from April to October, so literally the summertime. So I wouldn't talk that much about the winter time in Norway because I haven't officially lived in Norway in winter times. Then the third country that I lived in Europe was Greece. I have lived in the capital city, Athens, for about 2 years. A little bit difference between Greece, between Athens and Paphos. Well, first of all, Athens is a huge city. The population of Athens is about 4 million people. So there's a lot of things going on. Athens is not only touristic city, but also there's a lot of business, a lot of stuff going on in general compared with Paphos. So you would be able to find a lot of things to do. And then the fourth countries that I've lived was Iceland. Well, also it's the place where I'm living now. So I've lived in Iceland for about a year, and it's really, really sort of similar in terms of the feeling, but also a little bit different compared with the time that I was living in Norway. Okay, this is about the background story. Now let's compare the differences of my life experiences in Southern European countries, Greece and Cyprus, and Northern European countries, Norway and Iceland. Okay, the first thing that I would like to talk about is the weather. The weather in Greece and Cyprus, I would say they have a typical Mediterranean climate, which means in summer they can get very hot, and in winter they can get very cold and humid. It can have a lot of rains. In terms of snow, it really depends on the area. For example, some northern part of Greece can have some snow in winter times. And also in the Olympus mountain in Cyprus in winter times can have some snow too. In summertime, the temperature can reach to like 37, 38 degrees from the time that I was living in Athens. I didn't have that much time or opportunity to visit a lot of other places, so I couldn't compare the other cities of Greece in summertime. Is that a bit cooler than Athens or a bit higher than Athens? If you know such information, you're more than welcome to leave your information in the comments below. So I would be more than happy to know this information. And I lived in Paphos, as you know, but Paphos is coast city. So actually it has a little bit better temperature compared with other area. For example, I once experienced with my colleague that we were driving our clients to Larnaca International Airport. So on our way back, we checked the temperature purposely. When we were in Larnaca, the temperature was 41.3 degrees. And then when we passed Limassol, so Limassol is the city that is between Larnaca and Paphos. So when we passed Limassol, the temperature is about 39.6 degrees. And then when we arrived at Paphos, the temperature was only 36.8 degrees. So you can see a difference. And we're talking about the time is about 2 or 3 o'clock p.m. in the afternoon in July or August. I can't remember when, but that was the experience that I never forget, because we did this comparison of the temperature. Okay, in terms of the temperature in terms of the climate, the weather in Northern Europe. So the majority part of Norway and Iceland both have the typical temperate marine climate, which means in summertime they can never get too hot, and in wintertime they will never get too cold. I would say summertime, from my experience, in Flom in Norway, if I remember correctly, the highest temperature that I experienced there during the summer was about 22-23 degrees. But the temperature can get higher when you go to the Oslo area. So, because Oslo is a little bit closer to the mainland, so the weather can be a bit better. I mean, better means they might have more sunny days compared with the western part of Norway, which are the place where they have a lot of rains, including Flom. So the weather in Iceland, from my experience, the temperature in summer would be around like 15 degrees, I mean highest. Sometimes it can maybe reach to 20, but the average temperature I would say 15 degrees in summer. And in wintertime, the coldest temperature that I have experienced last year, for example, it was about minus 9 degrees. A lot of people might ask that Iceland, from the name, it sounds like a very cold place, but actually it's not, because Iceland has they get a lot of warm wind from the sea, so it keeps Iceland warm. That's one of the things that I always have to explain to my friends who have never been to Iceland, because they thought that we're living in a place that is minus 30 or 40 degrees in winter times, but actually it's not. Okay, so the second thing that I would like to talk about is the culture differences. I would like to basically use hot and cold, warm and cold, to describe the culture. but with a bit more explanation. Let me tell you why. So the culture in Greece and Cyprus, I would say, people there are a bit more warm-hearted. They're more enthusiastic. They're more kind of like helpful in that kind of feeling. Give an example. When I was living in Athens, one day I came back home and the electricity was not working. And it was not working no matter how hard I tried. So then I decided to went downstairs to my favorite souvlaki shop and got a dinner. And I just talked to the owner of the shop. I said that the electricity in my apartment is not working and I don't know what to do. Then he just asked his electrician from the shop to come with me to my place and helped me fix my electricity problem. And eventually it did. And I was literally so shocked. I insisted to pay the electrician, but he said that no, you are the friend of my shop, so you don't need to pay. Don't think about it. This feeling really makes you feel so warm, like the neighbors around you, that they're willing to help you. Just tiny little bit thing like this, but this really make you feel comfortable and belonging to a small community when you are living in Greece as a foreigner. And this would probably not happen in Norway or Iceland, I would say. But there's also another experience that I had. I remember it was my first time visiting Norway back in 2016 January. And one evening I decided to go to a bar, but I couldn't find it. So I was just asking a Norwegian girl on the street. So I told her that I'm looking for this bar, but I don't know how to get there. So then she said that, oh, I'm not sure where is it to, but I can help you. I can use my internet, help you to check where is it. So she was really, really helpful, and she helped me to find that bar that I wanted to go. So people might say the difference regarding the culture is that, the Scandinavians or Nordic people might be a little bit too cold, but actually it's not necessarily to be like that. Like, I have a lot of Scandinavian friends and also friends from Iceland. I would say it's definitely not easy to make friends. It's not easy to make friends with Nordic people. But once you become a friend with Nordic people, it's friends for life. And they will think you as they're a part of their private life. And they would like to share a lot of stories with you once you are accepted as a close friend. However, in Greece and Cyprus, it's much easier to make friends, and people just sort of a bit more open. And this kind of culture difference probably have a lot to do with the weather, because in a warm weather, people tend to be a bit more open, and in the bit colder weather, people tend to be a little bit reserved. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you cannot make friends and enjoy a good life there. So this is the differences that I would like to talk about, the culture between these two areas. Okay, the next thing that I would like to talk about is the language. If you are a typical tourist that speak English, I would say, first of all, you do not have any problems in any of these countries. However, if you live in those countries, then it's a little bit different story. Okay, let's start from Cyprus. Well, in general, I never had any problems to live in Cyprus, live with speaking English only. Although I did try to learn um, Greek, but somehow I am not connected to the language. I then I decided to just use English. But I never really had any problems. So you would not have any problems if you only speak English by living in Cyprus. Greece is a little bit different. If you live in Greece as a foreigner, I would suggest you to learn Greek because when it comes to the point that you need to deal with government authorities and you do not speak English, you do not speak Greek and you are by yourself, that can be a little bit difficult to get things done. I would definitely recommend you to learn Greek if you live in Greece or if you are going to move to Greece. Learning Greek definitely helps you. Then Norway. I would say you would not have any problems to live in Norway with only speaking English. But it would be very good that if you learn Norwegian, it always helps you to get into the society easier. As from my experience, Norwegians are very patriotic. They love their culture and they love their country, their languages. Especially when they watch the Winter Sports World Cup. So that is the moment that you can see how patriotic Norwegians are. So this is about Norway. And Iceland, I would say you would not have any problems to learn to live in Iceland without speaking Icelandic. But same thing with Norway. If you want to get into the society easier, or if you want to be closer to the society, then it's always good idea to learn Icelandic. And this helps you a lot. So in general, I would say the difference in terms of the languages between Greece, Cyprus, and Norway, Iceland is not that much different, but maybe you would need to put a bit more effort on learning Greek if you move to Greece. Yeah. I was actually also thinking of talking about the differences between the food culture. But then I thought that it would be a better idea to just only focus on food in another videos. So I will talk about this separately in the future with 1 or 2 episodes. But this is what I have discovered. If you also have the experience of living in both Northern Europe and Southern Europe, and you're more than welcome to share your story and your feelings in the comments below. I would be more than thrilled to know your story as well. Okay, that is for today. And thank you so much for your watching. I have recently been quite busy a lot because I have launched the other platforms that will connect with my YouTube channel. These are including my TikTok channel and my Twitter channel and my Instagram channel and my Facebook channel. You can all see in the screen right over here. Okay, thank you so much for your watching and see you next time. Bye.